This is Aftermath, and I'm your host, Isaac Spang, and we're going to go over the NFL draft and reasons why I've been gone for a while. And so we're going to do a draft recap, a no season recap of what's gone on with me the last few months, and then we'll go over next season's a few teams today, probably with the NFL or NFC West. I was going to go with we'll go over some of the picks for the NFC West, and then we'll go over some other big draft picks. But let's get down to business, and then and if you like this video, at the end of the video, give me a like, give me a comment, and subscribe on that same line. And otherwise, let's get back to business. We'll start with the actually the NFC West. Just let me scroll down there. We're going to start with the NFC West, and then we're going to go around. First, the number one draft pick we all knew was Kyler Murray from Oklahoma. Arizona picked him with the number one pick. I like the pick. I think he's going to be running for his life because, well, let's just say Arizona didn't have the best team last year. Hopefully, Cliff Clinsbury makes it improves the offensive line and gives him some weapons to start it off. He drafted Andy Isabel in the second round from Massachusetts. Hakeem Butler from from Iowa State. Keyshawn Johnson from Fresno State. So you got some wide receivers. Looks like you got a guard in the sixth round with a lot. Gilmer from Georgia. Offensive tackle Joshua Miles from Morgan State. Tight end. So he draft mostly Cliff draft mostly offensive weapons. He did draft two defensive guys at defensive end or edge. Zach Allen from Boston College, and he did do cornerback Brian Murphy from Washington, and then he did a defensive inside linebacker, I think it is, from Temple. But otherwise, he did get a strong safety from in the fifth round from Alabama, Delton Thomas, and so Dante Thompson. So Arizona gets some really good picks. Will that spice up their season? Well, they were dead last with 3 losses. Well, actually, almost tied with, pretty much tied with the 49ers. But the 49ers, they kind of crapped out the season just because Garoppolo got hurt, and they tried to see a lot going there, but they still had a lot to come from. Anyway, well, let's go with the Seattle Seahawks. They drafted first round edge, other defensive end L.J. Kohler from Texas Christian, and then Marquise Burrett from Utah, safety. Wide receiver D.K. Metcalf from Ole Miss. Linebacker Cody Barnes from Utah. And then Gary Jennings from West Virginia. And then Philip Haynes, Wake Forest. Cornerback from Ugo Armarte from Oregon. And then we got in the 5th round, we got Ben Burry Caravera from Washington. 6th round, we got Travis Homer from Miami, a running back. And then we got DeMarcus Christensen from Florida State, another DI. And then the wide receiver, John Ursa from Hawaii. And Seattle just gave Russell Wilson a nice big deal. So I like how Seattle. I'd give Seattle a B in their drafting. Looks like they try to improve mostly the defense and mostly the defense. They did do a couple wide receivers in there, so they try to give Russell Wilson some extra weapons, and they got another running back in there. So is Seattle? I almost see him being second in the division again. As for the LA Rams, who won the division last year, they waited to the 2nd round to make their picks because they got safety Taylor Rapp from Washington, running back Darrell Henson from Memphis, David Long from Michigan, Bobby Evans from Oklahoma, Greg Gaines from Washington, tight end or tackle defense David Edwards from Wisconsin. And then they got safety Nick Scott from Penn State and a linebacker Dakota Allen from Texas Tech. So it'll be very interesting. The Rams did not spend a lot on as much as they did last year for the free agency. They did get Clay Matthews, which is a very nice improvement for their defense. They did lose a couple guys from defense, Sue and a few others. They just didn't plan out for them the way they wanted it to. So let's head back up and see San Francisco. They got their big man, Nick Bosa from Ohio State. And then they got Doeem Samuel, wide receiver from South Carolina. Then they got wide receiver Jalen Hurd from Baylor. They got Mitchell Wawiski, punter from Utah. Then they got Daryl Greenhall, linebacker from Arkansas. Then they got Caden Smith, tight end from Stanford. They got Justin Curl, offensive tackle from Vanderbilt. And quarterback Tim Harris from Virginia. And they got mostly some really good offense. They mixed it up. Nick Bosa is their big, huge pick. And I like that one for them. It'll improve their defense even better. I'm getting everything from Pro Football Focus. I'm just going off the draft picks. I'm not reading the description. If you'd like to go on to Pro Football Focus, I'd recommend it. I don't want to get copyrighted or anything like that. So, anyway, let's head up to the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins got Josh Rosen earlier because they traded their 2nd round pick for him and a 5th round pick, which I am not happy about, but I understand that the Dolphins have to do what they have to do. They got just got, I can't remember his name now, the all-star journeyman from Harvard, actually, Uh, if I can remember his name now. Let me look it up here. I know what it is, but I just can't think of it right this instant. I am sorry. Here we go. Ryan Fitzpatrick. They just picked up Ryan Fitzpatrick. They traded Tannehill to the Titans, and they just got Josh Rosen, which is very nice for them. But they have a horrible offensive line still. So did they improve it? Well, we'll find out. Yes, they did. They drafted defensive inside linebacker Christian Wilkins from Clemson, guard Michael Detler from Wisconsin, linebacker Andrew Van Geeken from Wisconsin, Isaiah Prince, offensive tackle of Ohio State, Chandler Cox, fullback Auburn, Miles Gasket, running back Washington, my bad. And so they did improve it a little bit. They do got a defensive head coach. They just got a new one. Just last year, because they fired their they got Brian Folds from New England. And so that's going to be pretty interesting. That's a big hurt for New England, which kind of annoys me too. But, a guy has to take a job. A guy has to take a job. And so you can't hurt him, or you can't blame him for taking a new job. The Buffalo Bills. They just hired their coach last year, I believe, I can't remember. I'm sorry, I'm reading. They got Sean McDermott as their head coach, and I'd recommend you checking out more of his stuff if you're a big Bills fan, or you already know. So let's get down to that draft, though. They got Ed Overs, DI from Houston. They got offensive tackle / guard Cody Ford from Oklahoma. They got running back Devin Singletary from Florida. FAU, which I can't remember exactly what that stands for. Anyway, they got tight end Dawson Knox, Ole Miss or Mississippi Rebels. They got safety Jaquan Johnson from the Miami Hurricanes. They got edge Derry Johnson, North Carolina A&T. And then they got tight end Tommy Sawinski from Boston College. So they got some nice weapons. They did a lot of free agent stuff in the offseason. They got a new quarterback, some extra quarterbacks, but their biggest quarterback right now would be Josh Allen, who they drafted last year. They got Matt Barkley, and they got Derek Anderson on their roster. So they spiced up their free agency a lot this year. I do remember that. Uh, like Twywan Nainski, Mitch Morris, Coles Baisley from Dallas, Frank Gore. I think that was from the Colts, Josh Brown, and Kevin Johnson all signed. Or some of the big names. I Google everything or I tell you straight up where I can find it. If you want to know, just leave me a comment or when you see me, just ask me, I guess you can say. Anyway, let's go back to where I was. I see Dolphins being second in the division. Buffalo would be a nice third. Fourth, they just got the Jets. I see at the dead end, they got Sam Darnold as their quarterback. They just hired Adam Gates from the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins fired him, and so the Jets picked him up. I thought that was kind of redundant, but they got defensive insider Quentin Williams, Alabama. Defensive end Jackal Pleitz from Florida. Kama Edgeduden from USC. Teva Wesco from West Virginia. Blake Cashman, Minnesota. Linebacker and cornerback. Blessman Austin from Rutgers. And then they got Le'Veon Bell from Pittsburgh. And so it's a really good running back. As for the Patriots, they got Khalil Harry from Arizona State. Jaquan Williams from Vanderbilt, cornerback. Chase Wigovich from Michigan, cornerback. Or defensive end, I mean. Running back, Damian Harris from Alabama. Offensive tackle, Yodi Castates from West Virginia. Hastates, Floral guard from Arkansas. And then they picked up a quarterback in the fourth round, Jarrett Stidham, Auburn. Brian Coward from West Virginia. I can't even speak. I'm still tired from my trip. Anyway, from Maryland. And Jake Bailey from Stanford. Punter, cornerback, Ken Webster from Mississippi. So that was a very good for them. I will do two more. That will be all for tonight on that subject for the draft. I will do two more teams tomorrow, or two more divisions tomorrow, and then another two divisions all this week. I'm sorry if I'm behind, and I'm sorry that I haven't really been recording. I had a big time car accident at the end of February, and so I had to pull in and build and get ready for to save money to pay off some unexpected expenses, but due to doing it just right, I'll be caught up into this month. And then also I've been thinking about buying or getting certain supplies to improve the channel and recordings, besides using my phone and digging out certain things. Anyway, so that's, and then I also had a bunch of military stuff going on. I had I had a week in January. I had a week in March. I just got back from one, or yeah, I just got back from one, and then I got a couple coming up anyway, and so it'll be interesting. But thank you for watching my show. Again, give me a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And if you hit that bell icon, you'll be notified when I upload. And so, thank you for your time and have a great day.